Sean "Diddy" Combs, the hip-hop mogul known for his extravagant lifestyle and iconic contributions to music and fashion, has long been a fixture in the world of luxury. But behind the glimmering facade of fame and fortune, Diddy's private island on Star Island, Miami, has become the focal point of a deepening scandal that is quickly evolving into one of the most troubling investigations in modern celebrity culture. A lavish escape. The origins of Diddy's Star Island properties. In 2003, Diddy purchased his first mansion on the ultra-exclusive Star Island. This prime piece of real estate, located just minutes from one of the busiest shipping ports in the U.S., was the beginning of an empire of wealth and luxury. The estate, which once belonged to music mogul Tommy Mottola, became a personal haven for Diddy, an escape from the pressures of his high-profile career. The mansion's waterfront views, its grandiose design, and its seclusion offered an ideal setting for the hip-hop mogul to entertain and retreat from the spotlight. But one mansion wasn't enough for Diddy. By 2021, he expanded his holdings with the purchase of not one, but two neighboring estates, totaling a vast compound with 20 bathrooms, multiple pools, and other luxuries. These properties became synonymous with the ultimate in celebrity indulgence, a place where the world's A-listers could come to escape and let loose without fear of prying eyes. Yet, as the investigation into Diddy's activities on Star Island has unfolded, it has become apparent that what was once a symbol of his success may also be a cover for something much more sinister. The dark underbelly of Star Island. Rumors and unseen activities. While Star Island is widely known for its exclusivity and luxury, it has also become the subject of widespread speculation. Located near the port, the island is positioned conveniently close to one of the busiest shipping hubs in the United States, a detail that, in hindsight, raises alarm bells. Could Diddy's proximity to this major shipping point be purely coincidental? Or is there something more sinister behind it? Over the years, reports have emerged of strange cargo shipments arriving at the island, sometimes under the cover of darkness. These deliveries, along with the whispers about hidden rooms, underground tunnels, and security measures that seem to go far beyond what one would expect for a private estate, have only fueled suspicions about the activities taking place behind the gates of Diddy's sprawling compound. One of the most chilling aspects of the investigation involves reports of mysterious deaths and suicides tied to the island. In July, a man was found stabbed to death on the property, and several other incidents involving fatalities have added to the growing sense of unease. Though these deaths have not yet been definitively connected to Diddy, the rumors continue to swirl. Could these tragic events be tied to something far darker, something that goes beyond the ordinary rumors of celebrity excess? The FBI raid, uncovering a disturbing reality. In recent months, the situation on Star Island took a darker turn, as the FBI launched an unprecedented raid on Diddy's properties. What was initially seen as just another case of celebrity excess quickly morphed into a high-profile investigation, with agents uncovering evidence of activities that go far beyond what anyone could have imagined. The FBI's raid was no ordinary operation. Authorities seized disturbing materials that pointed to much darker dealings on the island. Among the items found were hidden cameras, bondage gear, and videos documenting what have been described as the infamous freakoff parties. These gatherings, which have been rumored to take place at Diddy's estate for years, have now taken center stage in the investigation. Reports suggest that these parties were not just about fun and luxury. Instead, they were marked by manipulation, control, and coercion. What makes these allegations so disturbing is that, according to authorities, the attendees of these events were often unaware that they were being filmed. The tapes, which are suspected to exist, are said to capture celebrities in vulnerable moments, often intoxicated or involved in illicit activities. This has drawn comparisons to the methods used by notorious figures like Jeffrey Epstein, who reportedly used blackmail and coercion to manipulate the powerful individuals he had in his web. The freakoff parties. A deeper look into the allegations. The so-called freakoff parties, which have now become central to the investigation, have long been the subject of whispers in celebrity circles. According to several witnesses and former associates of Diddy, these gatherings were not just about luxury and indulgence. Behind the glitz and glamour, they were environments where power dynamics were manipulated and guests were made to feel vulnerable. The purpose of these events, it seems, went beyond mere hedonism. Sources claim that Diddy, along with other influential figures, orchestrated these parties as a way to exert control over guests. The use of substances, both recreational and illicit, played a key role in lowering people's inhibitions. The goal, allegedly, was to create an atmosphere of manipulation, where attendees would be encouraged to indulge in behaviors they might not have considered otherwise. The shocking discovery of cameras recording these encounters suggests that Diddy's parties were more than just indulgent social events. They were part of a calculated system designed to capture, control, and exploit the power of the celebrities who attended. Reports indicate that the footage collected during these gatherings was used as a tool for blackmail. Just as Epstein used similar methods to exert control over his high-profile guests, the tapes allegedly recorded at Diddy's properties could be used to manipulate those in power. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, raising serious questions about the true nature of celebrity culture. The fallout, Diddy's legal battle, and public scrutiny. As the investigation into Diddy's activities continues, the mogul finds himself in the midst of a legal and public relations nightmare. Diddy's legal team is currently fighting to secure his release on bail, but the charges against him, sex trafficking, exploitation, and illegal possession of firearms, are nothing short of severe. His attorneys argue that the evidence against him is insufficient to warrant his continued detention, but the mounting public pressure and the depth of the investigation suggest that this case is far from over. The FBI raid, along with the disturbing findings in Diddy's homes, has intensified the scrutiny surrounding the music mogul. No longer is he simply a symbol of wealth and success in the entertainment industry. He is now the subject of an investigation that could have profound consequences for Hollywood's elite. The allegations against him are far-reaching, implicating not only Diddy, but potentially others within his circle, and raising questions about how deep the web of manipulation and exploitation might go. Star Island's reputation, from luxury retreat to scandalous playground. Star Island, once a serene and exclusive enclave for the ultra-wealthy, has now found itself at the center of an unfolding scandal. The island has long been known as a haven for the rich and famous, with its pristine waterfront mansions and lush landscapes offering a retreat from the pressures of the outside world. Residents of the island, including hedge fund managers, celebrities, and billionaires, have enjoyed a life of privacy and luxury, far from the prying eyes of the media. However, Diddy's involvement in the scandal has turned this idyllic location into a symbol of excess and secrecy. Once a place where celebrities could relax and recharge, Star Island is now the site of a major federal investigation. The FBI's raids, helicopters hovering above, and the sudden media attention have disrupted the quiet, secluded lives of the island's residents. No longer can Star Island be seen as the glamorous paradise it once was. Its reputation has been forever altered by the allegations surrounding Diddy's activities. A world of extravagance and secrecy, the realities of Diddy's properties. Diddy's properties on Star Island are not just homes, They are sprawling estates bought for tens of millions of dollars, each equipped with luxury features that most people can only dream of. His first purchase, a mansion that once belonged to Tommy Mottola, marked the beginning of Diddy's real estate empire. However, one mansion was not enough for the mogul. In 2021, he spent another $35 million to purchase the neighboring property, further expanding his holdings. These estates were more than just places to live. They were the epicenter of Diddy's social life. The properties hosted some of the most exclusive and extravagant events, including New Year's Eve celebrations attended by celebrities like DJ Khaled, The Weeknd, and Scottie Pippen. For a time, Diddy was the life of Star Island, his parties becoming the stuff of legend. But behind the glamorous events, the rumors began to surface, and the allegations of exploitation and abuse gradually gained traction. The mansion's dark secrets, tunnels, hidden rooms, and alleged connections to the Playboy Mansion. In addition to its luxurious amenities, Diddy's properties have been the subject of speculation regarding hidden features. Among the rumors is the suggestion of underground tunnels connecting Diddy's mansion to the legendary Playboy Mansion, a detail that has sparked widespread interest. While these rumors have yet to be confirmed, the very suggestion of hidden passageways only adds to the intrigue. Could these tunnels serve as a way to move illicit materials or people without detection? The FBI's investigation is still ongoing, and the presence of such features only deepens the mystery surrounding Diddy's world. The jet, a symbol of power and alleged escape. Diddy's private jet, valued at $60 million, has also come under scrutiny in connection with the investigation. While many wealthy individuals own private jets as a symbol of status and convenience, Diddy's jet is now being examined as part of the broader inquiry into his activities. Some have suggested that the jet may have been used for more than just transportation. Could it have been a vehicle for illicit activity? Allegations surrounding the jet continue to circulate, adding another layer of complexity to the investigation. Joe Rogan's Deep Dive, exposing the dark side of Hollywood. As the story unfolds, public figures like Joe Rogan have taken it upon themselves to delve deeper into the allegations surrounding Diddy. Rogan's podcast, which attracts millions of listeners, has become a platform for discussing the darker corners of Hollywood. With his characteristic style, Rogan has dissected every aspect of the case, drawing comparisons to figures like Jeffrey Epstein and questioning whether Diddy, like Epstein, used his position of power to manipulate and control others. Through his podcast, Rogan has raised troubling questions about the nature of relationships in Hollywood. Are the friendships and connections we see on Instagram and at exclusive parties genuine? Or are they driven by manipulation, leverage, and blackmail? The allegations surrounding Diddy's parties have forced many to reconsider the true nature of Hollywood's glamorous exterior. The Diddy tapes, blackmail and power dynamics in Hollywood. At the center of this scandal are the so-called Diddy tapes, rumored to document the activities at Diddy's infamous gatherings. These tapes are said to contain footage of celebrities in compromising situations, often intoxicated or engaging in illicit behavior. The idea that these recordings could be used as blackmail has added a disturbing layer to the conversation. Are these tapes part of a larger scheme to manipulate and control powerful figures in Hollywood? If so, how many others might have been ensnared by similar tactics? The possibility that Diddy, like Epstein, could have used these tapes to maintain power over his guests raises uncomfortable questions about the true nature of fame and influence in the entertainment industry. The dark underbelly of Hollywood, once hidden from view, is slowly being exposed, and the implications for those involved are staggering. The enigma of the Diddy tapes: power, blackmail, and Hollywood's dark secrets. In the ongoing investigation into Sean "Diddy" Combs, one of the most talked-about aspects of the case is the so-called Diddy tapes. These mysterious recordings are rumored to hold damning evidence of what transpired behind closed doors at Diddy's exclusive gatherings, events that were ostensibly meant to be nothing more than luxurious parties for the rich and famous. However, according to various insiders and whistleblowers, these tapes have allegedly captured something much darker and more insidious than anyone could have imagined. The idea of tapes documenting the exploits of celebrities in vulnerable situations has been circulating for years, and the speculation surrounding their existence has only intensified as new revelations about Diddy's personal life and his infamous freakoff parties have come to light. These tapes are believed to show famous individuals in compromising positions, intoxicated, or involved in illicit activities, all of which could be used as a form of leverage. The comparisons to the infamous tactics employed by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, who allegedly lured powerful figures into compromising situations, recorded it, and then used the footage for blackmail, are hard to ignore. The existence of these tapes has added a new layer of intrigue and suspicion to an already complex and troubling case. What is the true purpose behind these recordings? Are they part of a larger plan to control the most influential figures in Hollywood, or is there a more sinister agenda at play? With the media downplaying the situation and focusing on the glitzy exterior of celebrity life, the true nature of these gatherings remains shrouded in mystery. The all-white parties, fashion, excess, and hidden agendas. One of the most talked-about aspects of Diddy's social calendar was his infamous white parties, where attendees were required to dress in all-white attire. On the surface, these events appeared to be nothing more than high-end gatherings designed to showcase fashion and luxury. However, as more details about the parties have come to light, it's become apparent that there was more to these gatherings than met the eye. According to sources who were either invited or had knowledge of what transpired at these events, the true purpose of the white parties was to create an environment that could be used to manipulate and control the attendees. The parties weren't simply about fashion and indulgence. They were carefully orchestrated to ensnare powerful individuals in compromising situations. Substances were reportedly used to lower inhibitions, making it easier for Diddy and his associates to take advantage of vulnerable guests. The environment was designed not only to entertain, but to create moments that would later be used as leverage. Those who were invited to these events but chose not to attend have since expressed relief, reflecting on how fortunate they were to have avoided the dark undertones of these gatherings. What seemed like an opportunity to network with influential figures became, in retrospect, a potentially dangerous trap. It's now clear that Diddy's world was not just about fame, wealth, and luxury. It was about control, manipulation, and power. The FBI investigation, a deepening mystery. As the FBI's investigation into Diddy's activities intensifies, new information is emerging that points to a much larger web of corruption and exploitation. The investigation began with allegations of sex trafficking and other serious crimes linked to Diddy's parties and private island. However, as more raids and seizures of evidence have taken place, it has become clear that the scope of this case is far broader than originally anticipated. In the midst of this escalating scandal, Diddy's legal team has fought hard to secure his release on bail, arguing that the evidence against him is insufficient to warrant his continued detention. However, the severity of the charges, coupled with the growing number of victims and whistleblowers coming forward, has made it increasingly difficult for the defense to argue that this is just a case of a misunderstood artist caught in a scandal. The FBI's recent raids, which included seizing 96 electronic devices from Diddy's various properties, have revealed a disturbing collection of data that is currently being combed through. This data is expected to contain crucial evidence that will either build the case against Diddy or potentially exonerate him. However, given the nature of the charges, the legal team faces a steep uphill battle. The growing weight of the accusations against Diddy suggests that this is just the tip of the iceberg. The alleged tapes: manipulation, control, and blackmail. At the center of this dark narrative are the so-called Diddy tapes, which are believed to document the notorious freakoff parties held at Diddy's mansion. These tapes are rumored to contain footage of celebrities in compromising positions, often captured while intoxicated or engaging in illicit activities. The idea that these tapes could be used for blackmail has become a central point of discussion in the media, with many drawing comparisons to the methods used by Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein allegedly used his network to manipulate powerful individuals, recording their most vulnerable moments and using the footage as leverage to control them. The Diddy tapes, if they exist, could have the same kind of destructive power, potentially ruining the careers and reputations of some of Hollywood's biggest names. The tapes allegedly document not just casual partying, but rather manipulative tactics, with Diddy and his associates using the threat of exposing these recordings to maintain their control over others. In an industry where power dynamics are already skewed, the possibility that some of the most powerful figures in Hollywood could have been ensnared by this kind of exploitation is both chilling and devastating. The web of connections: Hollywood's culture of power. As the investigation into Diddy's activities unfolds, it's becoming increasingly clear that this case is about more than just one man's alleged crimes. Diddy's success in the music and entertainment industries has afforded him access to some of the most influential figures in Hollywood, and it appears that this network of power and influence may have been used to shield him from accountability for years. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, many of these individuals may have played a role in perpetuating the system of manipulation and control that Diddy allegedly built. Hollywood has long been criticized for its culture of secrecy and its tendency to protect its own. Many of the most powerful figures in the industry have been accused of abusing their positions to exploit others. Yet time and again, they have managed to escape meaningful consequences. The allegations surrounding Diddy are just the latest in a long line of scandals that have exposed the toxic undercurrents of the entertainment industry. For years, Hollywood has been seen as an impenetrable fortress, an industry where wealth, fame, and influence create a bubble of protection around those at the top. But with the increasing attention surrounding Diddy's case, it seems that this carefully crafted image is beginning to crack. The power dynamics in Hollywood are under intense scrutiny, and the people who have long been shielded from accountability may finally be forced to confront the truth. The fallout. Is Hollywood finally facing accountability? The growing public awareness of Diddy's alleged activities has raised important questions about the state of Hollywood and the broader entertainment industry. Will the truth about what has happened behind closed doors finally come to light? Or will Diddy's case, like so many others before it, be swept under the rug once the media's attention shifts to the next big headline? For now, it's impossible to predict what the outcome of this case will be. However, what is clear is that Diddy's empire is crumbling under the weight of these allegations, and the fallout could have far-reaching consequences. Hollywood's carefully cultivated image of glitz and glamour may soon be shattered, revealing the dark side of an industry that has long been shielded from the public eye. Some of Diddy's former associates, who once enjoyed the perks of being close to the mogul, are now distancing themselves from the scandal in an effort to avoid being implicated. However, as more information emerges, it's clear that the web of connections that Diddy has built over the years is far more complicated than anyone could have imagined. The possibility that other high-profile individuals could be drawn into the mess is very real, and the fallout could be catastrophic for the entertainment industry. The mansion, a symbol of excess and secrecy. At the heart of this scandal is Diddy's extravagant mansion, a property that has long been a symbol of his success and his larger-than-life persona. The mansion, located on Star Island in Miami, is a sprawling estate, complete with all the luxuries one might expect from a music mogul of Diddy's stature. Among its many features is a lagoon-style pool with a grotto and an underwater tunnel, an obvious homage to the iconic Playboy Mansion, where secrecy and indulgence were the order of the day. The mansion is also equipped with a state-of-the-art security system, hidden rooms, and underground passageways, details that have only fueled speculation about what might have been going on behind its walls. Was Diddy's mansion merely a place to entertain guests and showcase his wealth? Or was it part of a larger system of control and manipulation? As the investigation continues, the answers to these questions remain elusive, but the growing evidence suggests that the mansion may have been more than just a luxurious home. It may have been a place where power was bought and sold in the shadows. The possibility of more names being implicated. As the FBI's investigation continues and more evidence is uncovered, it's likely that more high-profile names will be drawn into this scandal. If the Diddy tapes exist, they could have devastating consequences for anyone caught on film in a compromising position. The idea that these tapes could be used as blackmail adds a sinister layer to the already disturbing allegations of manipulation, trafficking, and exploitation. What started as a case involving Diddy now seems to implicate a much larger network of individuals, some of whom may have been unaware of the darker side of Diddy's world. Whether they were knowingly involved in the exploitation or were simply unaware of the full extent of what was happening remains to be seen. But the fallout from this case is bound to reverberate throughout Hollywood and beyond. The question now is whether Diddy's legal team can successfully navigate the mounting evidence against him, or if this will be the beginning of a much larger reckoning for Hollywood. The stakes are high, and as the investigation unfolds, it's becoming increasingly clear that this is far from the end. What happens next could determine the future of the entertainment industry as we know it.